Everybody, Unqualified Gamer here, and it is episode 4 of Disney Quest. That is right, we're up to episode 4 already, and we are chugging along the Disney train here. So, today we're going to be focusing on the adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad and Cinderella. Let's get to it. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, made in 1949, and it is the sixth Disney movie to release. I think it's the sixth. I'm pretty sure it is. But there was movie that was made. There was one movie that was made before that, which was Make Mine Music, but that is no longer. It's not available on Disney Plus, and pretty much the only way for you to find it is, well, I think 70% of the movie is up on YouTube, but that's about it. You can barely find it anywhere else, and I think there might be some DVDs of it floating around. But if you do get a chance, I would implore you to see it because, as you can see here with the clips that I'm showing you, this is some of the things that was part of that movie. But for some reason, it's not available on Disney Plus. Hopefully, maybe sometime in the future they'll have it, and I'll go back and I'll review that. But as of right now, it is not on Disney Plus. But Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, that covers two shorts. Yeah, you can call them shorts. It covers two short films based off of books, Sleepy Hollow and The Wind in the Willow. And like I said, both of these movies, I do remember them. I do remember them as a kid, somewhat, and that's all because of the Mr. Ichabod and Mr. Toad ride at Disney World in the Magic Kingdom. I remember going on that ride as a child, and I remember at the end you see the weasels, and I realized the weasels are actually from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, or I'll just say they're mostly inspired. The weasels from Who Framed Roger Rabbit is actually in the Wind in the Willow, or in this short film, and you know what? It's a really enjoyable film to watch. Don't really remember too much as a kid of the actual movie itself, except for the Sleepy Hollow portion with Ichabod being chased by the headless horseman. But watching this as an adult, it was actually a fun watch. It was actually a really fun watch of seeing these two books becoming animations, basically. And Wind in the Willow, I have to say, it is. Mr. Toad was wild. Like, he was a hot rod. He did whatever he wanted. He had money. Like, even got down to the point of him actually like not having too fully control of his money because Badger is just like, nah, like, yo, you are wilding out, my boy. And basically, that whole segment is basically about Mr. Toad on trial for stealing a motor vehicle, and I like the way how this sets up because you honestly, because the way how he acts, you really don't believe him. Like, you're sitting there like, yo, I'm pretty sure he stole that vehicle. But come to find out he didn't steal the vehicle. He actually traded in his mansion for a motor vehicle because that's what he wanted, because he didn't have money at the time because Badger didn't allow him to spend his money freely like that. So that was actually pretty cool. And the other side of it, the Sleepy Hollow that followed Ichabod Crane, he was a traveling scholar, and and he was a pure ladies' man. Like, it is crazy. I did not remember this as a child. Like, I didn't realize how much of a ladies' man this man really is, and I love how suave he was. And it's crazy because the design of these characters, it's so Disney-esque, and I like how they made the most beautiful. Well, okay, well, I'm not gonna say I like the way how I do it, but it's sort of like they made the most beautiful character into this thin woman, and that was like the light of his eyes. But in the long term, though, it was like I said, the story of Sleepy Hollow. the Hitler, he told the story about the Hitler. It was basically about a bout of jealousy. So you really don't know what happened to Ichabod at the end of this, which is kind of like it's pretty daunting. You don't know if the Hitler Horseman was real. You don't know if he was fake. It was like everything about this whole setup was actually really good the way how they did it, and it was one of my favorite. Well, it's not so much Halloween, but I remember seeing clips of it during Halloween specials, and it actually is one of my favorites. But I mean, not too much I can say about this because these are two shorts, and like I said, I highly recommend watching these because, in my opinion, so far I enjoyed Willow, and I also enjoyed Sleepy Hollow. So both of those movies or both of those little clips in one short was actually really cool, and because they were so polar opposite, it was just like I don't know. It's just something that I don't know. I like. I kind of it's like a good time watching it. But overall, I give this one film a 7 out of 10. Um, like I said, it's really no really bad portions of this movie because, like I said, it was just a nice It's an enjoyable kind of thing to watch. But this will be Cinderella. We're gonna hop into that. So I'll see you there. All right, so now we are in the 50s. Cinderella, made in 1950, and technically, you could pretty much say this is the second Disney princess. The seventh film in the lineup of Disney animated films, and well, I'm pretty sure everybody know what Cinderella is because they use their castle. They use Cinderella's castle in pretty much all of their theme parks. You could pretty much say, but I don't remember too much as a kid about Cinderella. The only thing I do remember is when Cinderella found Gus, the big fat mouse. I remember that part when she made him his shirt and everything, and I remember, of course, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, that song, which I honestly thought that song was a lot longer. But I feel cheated that it wasn't. That's just my personal thing. But Cinderella, watching it again, you know what? I liked it. I liked it way better than Snow White, but I liked it. It still have it's that Disney princess trope where just like you fall in love with some dude that you don't even know, and this dude, but it's crazy because there's things that I pick up as an adult with this movie. Now, first off, let's go into one of my favorite characters in this movie, which is Jack. Jack, I love Jack. I love the way how he talks. This little mouse. Cinderella, like and he's like he talks fast, and it's like I love one thing I love about Disney films, especially when it comes down to their animals, is I like how they interpret animals' characteristics into their voices. So it's like a mouse is very fast paced. It's kind of like nonstop, very skitterish, and that's the way how Jack spoke. He spoke in those terms, and a lot of other mice in that movie spoke sort of the same way. The cat, I did not catch it as a child, but the cat name is Lucifer. Like, what? The cat name is Lucifer. It is so crazy, but what gets me is not the fact that of course you got the stepmother that was just bitter, just wanted just couldn't stand Cinderella herself, and just made her clean up everything. But it's the king, and the king got me rolling. His whole demeanor was just, my son I need grandkids. This man really wanted grandkids to the point where he forced his son to say, yo, we're gonna have this party so you can find some bitches so you can give me a child. It's like every maiden in this area had no choice but to go to this ball. And with Cinderella, with fairy godmother coming down and because she actually made her own dress, and because she used the scraps of her stepsister's dress and everything like that, they were just like, oh, whoa, hold up, we can't have you showcasing your beauty, all right, over ours, so you're gonna mess everything up. So that's what she did. They messed everything up, but the prince, just like in Snow White, I mean, at least he had more lines. At least he did have more lines, but still, there is no character when it comes to the prince. The prince is just there as a plot point, but it's just the surrounding characters that made it so lively. I love the king, and I love his right hand man. Both of those characters was the highlight of like that film for my in my opinion. Uh, they really made it. They really made me and really enjoy this movie. Um, and now, as far as like, you know, a rushed ending or anything like that, to be honest, I don't think it was. I don't think it was a rushed ending, and I think this. I think the one thing I like, the actually before I hit this 5 minute mark here, the one thing I really enjoy is the animation as well, because you could tell the difference now. You could actually see the progress of these animation, and I think they use actual live models in this one to actually animate, because it's the way how they was moving about, especially when the stepmother was explaining like to Cinderella when she wanted to go to the ball, and she was like, well, if you do all your chores, right? And the stepsister are looking at their mother like, what do you mean, like she can't go like that? And then the look on her face when she shows, I said if. And it was like the expression, like the expressions in this film really got me though. But overall, Cinderella is great animated film. I'm giving it the same level, 7 out of 10. Although I feel that the prince should have maybe somewhat a little bit more character, a little bit more definition, especially if they was portraying him as being rambunctious or not really following the rules. It's just you had that small little snippet, but that's even that's, I guess that's it. That's just early Disney thing. But you can see the progression though, and I think the movie flowed really well throughout that. So that was the Adventure of Ichabod and Mr. Toad and Cinderella. Let me know what you guys think. Have you seen these movies? How do you feel about these movies? And were you just as surprised when you actually realized that the damn cat name was Lucifer? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching another episode of Disney Quest. And yes, I am still going to be releasing that Disney Uncuffed episode about the characters of Dumbo and Pinocchio and all that kind of stuff like that. So stay tuned to that. Thank you for watching. This is Unqualified Gamer signing out. Peace out.